I have had a presence in London with a gallery now since 1996, and the scene has changed quite dramatically. It would be surprising considering that it's been quite a few years, but it has changed a lot, and it's become from being a sort of quite a small art community with few galleries. Now it's become enormous, and it's becoming, yeah, I think it has changed a lot. Is it interesting? I think it has changed, and I think it is mirroring very much the changes that we have seen in the contemporary art world in general, in the sense that it has become more professionalized, more business orientated, and more, I guess, to some degree, well, more popular, definitely. And I think that the most recent development has been the influx of galleries from New York, you know, sort of big caliber galleries from New York, like Pace and Marlborough. Well, I mean, that's an English gallery, but it has had a presence in the contemporary art world with a contemporary program in New York for many years. Well, in London it's just started, and Pace, and you know, and obviously Michael Werner. And what are the implications of this for the local scene? It means that it's becoming a bit more like New York, and somehow, you know, I think maybe a bit less interesting. But I think the art world in general is becoming a bit less interesting and a bit less challenging, and somehow, yeah, just a bit less stimulating.
Could you please be more specific about it? Why do you think it's less interesting?
I think that somehow that's one of the reasons why it's become less interesting, is that there is so much money in the art world now. I mean, not in my particular case, but I think, I mean, not in the I think generally speaking, the people to actually engage with contemporary art have a lot more to do with the business side of things. It's become a lot more professionalized, basically. And I think that it's the fact that it's more professionalized, that it makes it more boring. Because you know, because creativity is not a profession. It's not like accounting or being a solicitor, and you're supposed to sort of go against the grain and challenge received ideas and make your own rules. And I think in a system where there's a lot at stake and everybody has become a lot more careful, it's more difficult to sort of be radical and make statements that actually mean anything.
And what about your season? Can you tell us more about your gallery and also the artist you're representing and the program you have for the upcoming season?
Well, I work with around 18 artists, and most of them are artists that I've been working with for a number of years. One very good news that concerns the gallery that we had recently is that one of the artists I work with, Imran Qureshi, who's an artist from Pakistan, who I've been working with since 2000, and it's been a very, very interesting sort of trajectory with him. Has nominated Artist of the Year by Deutsche Bank, which means that he will have a show in Berlin in April at their space in Unter den Linden. And then the exhibition will travel. At the moment we're negotiating the different venues, but there will be a catalogue, a monograph about the work, and there is no publication that basically tries to look at the work as a whole. And it's a very exciting time for him, because it's because of the resources of Deutsche Bank, obviously. After that, I will be doing an exhibition with Yiadom-Boakye, who is the most recent, the artist who has most recently joined the gallery. She's been with me for 4 years now, and 5 years actually, and she is English. She was born in London in 1977, and her family is originally from Ghana, and she's a painter, and she paints sort of quite superficially, quite traditional looking portraits of only black people, and but I think she's very good, and I think it's a work that actually is actually quite subversive. And after that, I will be showing Coulter Jacobson, who's an artist from San Francisco, whose practice has as its heart the practice of drawing, and he draws on found paper, and it's usually he sort of redraws found images, and he's very, I think his perspective is very, very poetic and very with a very light touch, and very, very beautiful work. And then we come to the summer, and I'm still working on that part of the program.
But how is the atmosphere in London at the moment, within the cultural and art world?
Well, I think things are quite difficult somehow at the moment, because because of, generally speaking, because of cuts to public funding, and somehow the public infrastructure when it comes to the creative industries has always been very important in the UK. Public institutions, museums, and exhibition spaces, and galleries, and so on and so forth. So that kind of complicates things. I think that there is a different. There has always been a slightly different awareness of non-Western art, I think, in the UK, because of the relationship with the Commonwealth, and because of these ongoing sort of I don't know, because of its sort of multicultural tradition, at least since the late 50s. So, for example, as I was saying, I've been working with 2 artists from Pakistan now for over 12 years, and I don't think I would have encountered their work had my gallery been elsewhere in Europe, because you just don't. Well, I mean, especially at the time, you were just not exposed to certain cultures. So I think, and also I think that when it comes to contemporary art, Britain has been, in a way, it has been marginal for a long time. So I think it's pretty much a received fact that that the perspective is a lot more global, I think.